Hey guys, welcome back to day 23 of hashtag Poevember 25. Priscilla here with Release the Craftin, and we're crafting away. What are we doing? Oh, I'm making what do you call it? My mind just went cold, like totally blank. I'm making a flip out page, like a pull out page, a fold out page thing for future pages. So I'm setting the groundwork for future pages. I don't actually know what I'm going to do because I've actually hit the point in my planning cycle where I stopped planning because I was leaving to go out of town, and then I came back and was like, oh, like snap, you have to get on videos like right away, otherwise you're going to be struggling. So everything has been freeform and spitballing from this point on, including the easel card. So everything from the beginning of the Valentine set, I'm just sort of flying free here with no real plan or direction in mind and going with the crafty flow, so to speak. So whatever we make is much your guess as it is mine. I have no idea what's going to come, but I can tell you that I had a random idea, a very random idea, because it started out by me pulling out my dies and being like, okay, you're gonna make an amulet, maybe you'll use like your UV resin and make it like a nice hard glossy surface and blah 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 blah. And then as soon as I sat down, none of that happened. None of that happened. Everything I pulled out, never touched. I ended up using other things entirely through the course, which is what happens when I have no plan and am just going with creative vibes only. So I knew a couple of things going in, is that I wanted to make this pull-out page because I hadn't done that yet, and I was like going to make another sliding page, but then I was like, well, you don't want to be a one-trick pony for this entire thing. Do something different. And I was like, you know, also give the pop-ups like a break for a second and try some other stuff. Do some junk journal-y stuff. So that's what I'm doing. And then, whatchamadoodle, I was like, okay, make sure that you have your pages down before you put this last page in, so that this way you're ready for the future pages that you're eventually going to figure out what goes on, when you get there. And, I don't say that with confidence. At any rate, I was like, I want to make this little, tag be like a floating element on the page, so it's like, you know, there's a pull out, there's a flip aspect, there's a lot of interactivity, even if we're not doing like a bunch of the big like pop-up sort of stuff. So then what happened, I decided that I wanted to attach my amulet to the tag, and then that just sort of launched me in this whole different space, because I was like, okay, what kind of amulet can I make, what can I do? And I have this pack of die cuts that has like a frame, and then I was like, oh, you could cut the frame out, and then you could take this picture of the graveyard, and you could do like a spirit amulet that like summons up spirits or tells you when spirits are nearby. And then I was telling myself a whole story, and I was like, you have done nothing in this video so far except for cut out paper and stick magnets down. So you need to put this all together, show them the amulet that you're going to make, and like maybe do something about that. And I'm looking at the video now because I've just been like yapping while this goes, and I see that I still am not at the point of making my amulet. So there was a lot of setup for this thing, surprisingly, considering that I had no plan or direction outside of the vibes. Le vibes. Also, can you see the point where I finally realized I needed to stop wiping up the glue on the mat with my fingers, and started using a paper towel like a civilized person? Yeah. I'll forget, don't worry. We can't go full civilized because we are, in fact, goblin people. So, in order to make this, like, dangling ghost amulet charm situation that I'm doing, I'm adding a eyelet to the tag so that it has somewhere to go. So I want it to be attached to this. And then in my brain, which you'll see me struggling with, and I end up, like, ending the video and being like, figure it out the next time you come through here, because I could not brain anymore. I was so hungry by that point. In my brain, I want the amulet to attach to something in the front, either by magnet or like in a pocket or a tuck spot, so that like you have to untuck the little amulet in order to get to the back pages. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Also, because I realized once I attached everything together that I had no plan for what was going to happen with that amulet. So yeah. we're going by the vibes, guys, and it's getting a little dicey. It's getting a little chaotic at the last stretch of this, which I kind of expect. You know, it's the holiday season. All sorts of stuff is going on. I have been officially back to work for like 3 days now, and I kid you not, you guys, my job is basically managing like hundreds of people and their cases, and I almost never have like major incidents, and if I do, they're very rare and far between, and have literally just had nonstop incidents since I've returned. Like, everybody was waiting to do like their fuckery while I was gone, and now that I'm back, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, this happened. Oh yeah, by the way, this is going on. Oh yeah, by the way, the world is on fire. And I'm like, oh my god. So like, as I'm recording this and doing this voiceover, it is like the end of the week. It's a Friday. I'm hungry. I still have not eaten. I'm heating up my food right now. But I was over it. Definitely over it. Not that, like, I have any, like, particular feelings about the crafting. I enjoy crafting. It was definitely very soothing after such a weird, short week. But, like, I was just like, what the heck? Everything happened all at once, and it never happens. Like, I usually go by very, very drama-free, because I'm pretty low-key as a manager. I just do your job and clock in, and I won't bother you. You know, like, it's fairly straightforward. But I really like how this came out. So this is like that holographic vinyl that I have just sitting in my stash collecting dust, because I barely ever use it. I used it once for the Art Witch challenge, and then just put it on a shelf and forgot about it. But I thought it would be really cool because it's like a ghost revealing charm, right? You use this little amulet to tell you when ghosts are nearby, so it glows with like a spectral aura that will like shimmer and change when a ghost is around. So like that's in my brain. That's the story we're telling ourselves here, because sometimes you gotta tell a story. But now I also kind of just want to do something like this in like a ghost or fortune teller like type book, where like there's all these little aura like shimmering charms, because I like how this looks. I know it's like gothic, but also rainbow, and that just fills me with delight. So yeah, this is me struggling to figure out what we're actually going to do with this, and then I was like, nah, forget it. And here we are. We're at the end of the video. Come back tomorrow to see what I do with these pages. I have a couple more days to figure out what we're doing here. It's hashtag Poevember 25, and I can't tell you guys enough how much I appreciate your faces. I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Until then, happy crafting and goodbye!